And you're live.
Being broadcast to millions, whether they like it or not.
Oh no. Okie dokie. Well then, hey everybody, and welcome to Sitting Here Loudly, the show where we shoot the shit. My name
And
is
extend
M.
our
Wilde.
vowels.
Hey, I'm going for theatrical flair. Okay. My name is M. Wilde,
And I'm Dave.
and we are two big nerds who are just here to share our experiences, our opinions, and our jokes with you, our audience that may one day be there. This is our pilot episode, and believe it or not, it might be a little bit of deja vu for the two of us because we just accidentally recorded for 15 minutes without actually recording properly. And that was really nobody's fault. We're not going to point fault at anybody, right? We're not going
If you can really point a fault.
to. Either way, we are back in the saddle
Yeah,
again.
this is flowing like just curdled milk off of just out of the jug.
Listen, we'll get back into it. It's fine.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
fine.
Yeah, I'm sure you say that to all the pretty girls.
Well,
but anyway, we did something with social media plugs before. I don't have any, so you do it.
okie dokie. While Dave does not have a lot of social media presence, I do. I am on TikTok and I am on Instagram and I'm on Facebook, all under the name M Wilde. I am predominantly a cosplayer. I am also a disability activist. I am a paraplegic, and I talk a lot about my disability journey as well as my cosplay journey on those platforms. So if you listen to this and you want to follow along with any of that, feel free to give those platforms a look and maybe a follow if you feel so led. Cool. Now that's out of the way. Dave.
Yeah. And if you ever want to figure out anything about my life, just Google the word trash.
I remember very recently I was at a convention and they had these little plushies that were literally in little tiny dumpsters, and they were like possums and raccoons, and I very nearly bought one because I was like, they come in their own little condos that match my lifestyle.
Right? I too scrounge for nutrients.
I feel like there's a very real part of me that is that grouchy green character from Sesame Street.
You mean the Grouch?
Is his name just the Grouch?
His name is Oscar the Grouch.
Oscar, thank you. I could not
Yes.
remember his
His
Christian
at? Did
name.
you ever say his at?
No.
Okay, I was about to say we're not adding Oscar the Grouch.
We are plugging Oscar the Grouch's
I was gonna say
online
Jim Henson would be
presence.
mad, but he was the Muppets. Who did the Sesame Street? If it wasn't Jim Henson, was it? Wasn't Markiplier? That's not Brain. It definitely wasn't Markiplier.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't.
I'm pretty sure.
You're doing
You ever
great.
Yeah, you ever had that thing where you're just like you know where the word is, but there's like 5 different layers of just like random bullshit between it, and you're just like Markiplier. No, Brain.
Yes.
No, you're not gonna be able to move forward until you say it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. No, I get that a lot.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Markiplier.
the Muppets. While we were playing Fishbowl at Thanksgiving, my aunt got Fozzie Bear, and she had to act out Fozzie Bear without any sound or any gesturing towards specific items or anything like that, like charade rules.
Yeah,
And
aside from Waka Waka.
so what she did was she gave herself little ears with her hands, and then she just started mouthing Waka Waka frantically.
It's like a drowning
And
goldfish somehow, you know?
she honestly, I was like, what the fuck is happening? And then it clicked, and I was the one who got it. I was like, oh, it's Fozzie Bear. But like for the first like maybe 10 seconds of her doing that, and she did do it for over 10 seconds, all of us were just like completely silent, dumbstruck, like, what is
What could you
I
possibly?
don't understand.
Especially, I'm assuming like this particular game went through different categories aside from the Muppet, so it wasn't just guess which Muppet I am.
Oh yeah, yep.
Okay, yeah.
There
So
was
no, you go from like anything to that. Yeah, no.
my uncle did put in I think I've mentioned this before off the air, but he put in King Agag from the Old Testament, and nobody at the table knew who that was. Even the most devoutly religious of my family was like, who the fuck? And he was like, you know the Old Testament figure. And we're all like, no, we don't know.
Thought
We
that was
need
the
you to
giant
be
spider from
normal.
Harry Potter.
We have children playing this game, dude.
They weren't even alive during Bible times.
Exactly.
The little one in the corner, I have been.
They were only alive during the New Testament.
Yeah. It was a happier time. Don't know enough to discuss that.
I was about to say, you haven't read the Bible, have you?
No, my main influence with that was I took an apocalypse class, and it was all the different ways the world could end. Whether it was boring, explosive, zombies, and then part of that he brought in like the Old Testament and all that shit. I was like, okay, well this is my religious experience for this semester, and that is as far as my knowledge goes.
Gotcha.
So right up there with zombies.
That's fun. Well, there is also the Book of Revelation, which, like,
It's too revealing.
I can't say that you're wrong. It's got a lot of information in it.
That's like guessing right on a multiple choice test.
If the answer is C,
Yes.
C for can we change the subject?
Darkwing Duck and the other
Darkwing Duck.
the quadrangle of ducks.
This is about ducks. I do have a comment about ducks. And it makes sense. Well, it kind of makes sense, and sense is actually part of it as well. What's his name? Scrooge McDuck.
Yes.
Or whatever his name is, the uncle who's like super rich.
That is Scrooge McDuck, yeah.
Yeah. When he like dives into a pool of coins, of like golden
he should
coins,
break all of his bones?
he should be so dead.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, as a child, I was like, this is not factually accurate.
Right, I jumped into many things, and solid objects have been one of them, and it did not do that.
Yep, they do not act like any kind of liquid at all.
They're very much more like a non-Newtonian fluid. The harder you hit it, the harder it hits you.
Yep.
And then over the course of thousands of years, you settle into them.
Have you ever seen those videos and it's like it's the cartoon wizards casting different really stupid weird spells?
Oh,
like,
yeah, Mind butt crack.
Yes, exactly those. There's one and they're like, I cast $100 million. And the other guy's like, what? That's so great. And he's like, in nickels. And then it all falls on the guy. And it's a beautiful, beautiful video. And if anybody finds those little wizard videos, I recommend all of them. Also, the guy who narrates most of those videos that are that art style, he's absolutely hilarious. I can't remember his name, but I love him. And that is the entire point I was trying to make.
I just wanted to get to the point where I could confess my love and then end it.
Exactly. I've done it. I can die happy now.
Right.
But I've confessed my love for the online figure.
I have spoken my truth.
And on that note, goodbye, everybody. It's been great to talk with you all.
Easy bake ovens.
Okay, no, I can roll with that.
Okay, all right. So as we get closer to like Christmas and everything like that, I was going through and I'm trying to preemptively be a good some form of uncle to two children, one of which is still a slug. But I'm looking for toys, so I don't just get them whatever random shit will arrive by December 25th. Toys now have gotten such bullshit. So we had something that could legitimately cause fires, make delicious food. Like we could have made somehow toxic gummies to eat, provided we, who actually followed recipes and shit. We had so many opportunities to just either burn down the house or make ourselves violently ill. There's nothing good to get children anymore. I'm sitting there looking at it, and there's just shit that you punch in the face and it screams. And it's not people, it's toys. But it's just like everything is just some form of violence equals noise. And I'm like, what do you get kids now? There's nothing cool.
Artistic stuff, maybe? Maybe. I agree with you. Most of it.
Yeah, I don't think the attention span is there for that one.
Gotcha. Understood. Yeah, I have gotten to the point with my nephews and that whole part of the family where we do like a $5 gift exchange now every year. Because like it's so hard to find stuff that's like specific to each kid that is also like age appropriate and not violent and also like will not burn down their house and also like will interest them. Like the Venn diagram of things that interest children and things that will burn down the house overlaps so much. But yeah, we just started doing like a $5 like I got you this tiny thing that can't harm anybody. It's like, you know, an action figure or, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
But we keep it to $5 so that first off, so that they can participate because they're little, you know.
Yeah.
Because $5 to them is a considerable amount of money.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot of like ditches to dig and tires to change and stuff like that for, you know, like a 3-year-old. So yeah, no, it's good to have limits like that.
I'm sorry, who's digging ditches at 3 years old?
I'm sure there's something out there.
Just something out there.
Just, yeah.
But yeah, so they can participate because it's only $5. But then also it means that like a lot of the stuff that is like advanced enough that it could be harmful is like more than $5. And so they can't be like, well, why didn't you get me a such and such? It's like, because that was over $5, bud.
That is a great thing to do.
I can only get you this balloon, you know, that do you know those balloons that you blow up and then they got the rubber band on them?
Yes, and you like punch them and shit?
Yes.
Yes.
Those, the kids get them every year. Every year.
That is 100%. A good one.
It's a good one because they are annoying for approximately 45 minutes and then they inevitably pop them on something.
Yeah.
And
or
it's
knock
like,
something just priceless and precious off of a shelf and destroy it. That has there's only two sides to that coin, and it's either pop balloon or just shattered hopes and dreams of your mother.
I do remember when I was a child, though, my sister did meticulously look after one of those at one point, and it deflated naturally. And I was amazed at the amount of self-control she had to like hold on to it until it like died of natural causes, like of old age. And I was like a child, and I was like, those aren't meant to do that. They're meant to be fodder. They're Christmas fodder.
They last 30 minutes and then they're gone.
Exactly. But yeah, so we do the. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Nope. You finish the story.
I was just gonna say we do the $5 gift exchange now. We obviously do normal gifts for like birthdays and stuff. But my entire point to that was I agree with you that like finding toys and gifts for kids that fulfill all the different boxes that need to be checked off to like be good for the kids, appease the parents, not annoy the parents to death.
Oh, I ignore that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, that's not my fucking problem. I don't live there.
That's diabolical, and I kind of love it. No, I can respect that.
I think I'm gonna take the $5 thing and do it with like little multiples because I'm sitting there, I'm thinking it's like, oh, what would a 5-year-old want? And I get this thing where you grow crystals, and I'm reading through. It's like, oh, that's really cool. They could just put something in a thing and eventually have the crystal, and it's like, do not drink, highly toxic. Then I'm just like watching this kid just like eat dirt and lick his fingers. Like that is, I have fucked up. Just like just quietly push that back before he like gets violently ill.
Yep, don't want to be responsible for that one.
No, it's like everything I get is just horrific. Like eventually, when they are 17 and older, all of the gifts that I've gotten will be useful. But up until then, they're not. I have no point of reference for what a child can do.
No, that's fair. I think that unless you have like been in a situation where you are close to children as they are growing, it's like practically impossible to like know because it's different for every kid.
Yeah.
Like what they're responsible with and what they're not responsible with at whatever given age. But I learned a trick when I was babysitting, and that was many, many years ago.
Oh.
Well, there's that. There is that. But you give the kid a toy, but you don't put the batteries in it.
Yeah.
And this works up until a certain age. You give the kid a toy without the batteries in it. You let them play with it until they get really bored with it. And then you put the batteries in the toy, and then it's a whole new toy.
So I took that option away because I'm an awful person. I usually have them either unwrap the batteries first so they know they exist, or put it in to begin with. So there is no hope.
Again, diabolical, but I respect it. I respect it. that is, you gotta find the joy in life.
Look. As apparently the most responsible person that they know, I have to do something. You know.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I feel like there are two ends of the spectrum, and we are the two ends of that spectrum.
Yeah, it's like, oh no, I put all those little cushiony things on the edges of tables, and I put the child locks and things. It's like, yeah, no, I just opened the child gate.
Yeah, there was a very small, like a 2-year-old who was over the other day, and he kept on trying to like
On his
run
own,
into
or
my.
was there like more
No, like
company that came with him?
his parents were there too.
Okay, all
Um,
right. It just wasn't like a little like street urchin with the top hat and like faded out jeans and stuff.
yeah, he wasn't singing about like
Yeah, Oliver Twist did not come to my door.
I mean, yeah, the the Artful Dodger was not running
Yeah.
around, like
Oh yes, the
he's getting
town's
himself.
2-year-old showed up today. Pip pip cheerio. Can I have more gruel, please? Fuck.
Yeah, but this small child was wandering the new house, and he kept on going into my side of the house, and 100%, like his dad would come and get him and pull him back, and I was like, hey, just so you know, if he goes to the right, he's not going to be within reach of many things that will hurt him. Like, like don't be like tremendously scared if he goes to the right, because that's the way to my bedroom. Um, and there's just not a lot of dangerous stuff in there. But don't let him go to the left, because that's my workroom, and there's
Right.
a lot of sharp shit in there. And there are a lot of big boxes that could fall on his tiny head. Um, and his response was like, well, we don't want him to be in your personal spaces in general, like we just want to be respectful of that. And I was like, no, I
That's fair.
understand that. I appreciate that, but I just want to make it clear that one of those ways is like moderately like, let's
It's
not
a
let
Sphinx
him
riddle.
roam. And then the other it is a Sphinx riddle.
It's like, one of these ways will lead you towards salvation. The other one will turn your intestines inside out.
Oh no. But I was like, yeah, we just want to make sure that he does not go to the left, because like I have X-Acto knives just like sitting on tables and
Yeah.
very within reach of a 2-year-old.
As an adult who still cuts themselves on things that I left out on my own, he will absolutely cut himself. It's like, no, you don't understand. I have made myself blatantly clear. If he goes to the left, I am not responsible for anything that happens.
Yep, we had to have a talk with my youngest nephew the other day because he keeps on going into my workroom, which is fine because he's old enough to know not to touch sharp things, but
Right.
he's not old enough to know to wear shoes in there. And
Okay.
so we had to have the conversation with him where we were like, there are pins and needles all over the floor here.
Mhm.
Like on a regular basis, I drop those and I can't pick them up. And like it was like we had like put the fear of God into him a little bit. Like we had to like almost exaggerate how many pins and needles were on the floor, so that he would finally be like, okay, yes, I will wear shoes all the time in this room.
It is like the
Like,
streets of Compton. There are needles everywhere.
oh no. It's like a lot of major cities. There are just needles kind of thrown about.
Detroit, what?
I mean, like, even when I lived in like Richmond and stuff like that, I would find needles and stuff. Like, it's not like it's
Oh no,
localized to
that
one
is
specific.
just. It's not like a local anesthetic. They're just everywhere now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just needles. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I thought local anesthetic, just one spot, one needle, specifically in an area, but many needles everywhere.
No,
The
I
opposite
feel
of
it.
that. Okay,
I
all
feel
right, all right, all right. Okay, it wasn't good, but it felt flatter than it should have been.
it.
It became flat.
Oh, it's a thing that could become flat. Oh no.
It is something that can become flat. I think we need
No,
to we need to we need to share that real quick.
okay. Okay. Would you like to share it, or would you
Unless
like me
the
to
order
share
of
it with
what
our
you were
audience?
about to say predated
Oh,
that in a constructive way.
all I was gonna say was that the only reason I didn't laugh harder was because I was staring at my glass of beverage, trying to think whether or not I should chug more of it.
I
And so I
do
was
have that
slightly
effect on people.
distracted. I can't say that you're entirely wrong.
I remember, like, I think I went over to my friend's for Christmas, and his wife was just very, very drunk to the point where it was almost like talking to aforementioned children that you get presents for and stuff like that. So I just like talked her in a
Yep.
circle of bananas and pajamas coming down the stairs, and eventually she was crying that she wasn't a banana, and I was like, "Yes, my job is
Oh.
done," and I just left.
Oh no.
And he was just like, "That made me tired." Oh yeah, I do have that
Well,
effect on people.
well, one of the things that I have said many times in the last 2.5 years since I've been in the chair is you really only know how drunk you are once you stand up. And so I'm in the clear.
You have no point of reference ever again. However, will you drunkenly drive?
uh, you know what? I still could learn how to drive if I really, really wanted to. I just don't really want to.
Well, I mean, if we're treating it like an elective, and the only way to know if you're really drunk is to stand up, you'll never know
That's
if you're
true.
drunk enough
Oh,
to
you're right.
drive.
It's like Schrodinger's drunk.
Right, exactly.
I am always drunk and always
So
sober at the
I
same
don't
time.
know if I am drunk enough to cause enough harm behind this wheel. Ergo, I shouldn't do it until I know that I am
Yep.
drunk enough to do it.
There's also the narcolepsy, but that's a completely different issue. Yeah. Okay, so the story that you are about to be told, as an audience that may or may not be there, we don't know yet. I just moved, and I moved with the help of many family members who don't live with us. I live with my folks, but my brother came to help us pack, and he was packing up one of the boxes, and he had some empty space at the top of one of the boxes. And so he was like, I'm going to fill up this space. And we were like, what are you going to fill it with? And he was like, leave it to me. And so he filled up that box completely. He taped it all up and he labeled it. And by the time we got to it, it was labeled flat things and things that could become flat, which I think is simultaneously a genius way to do things and also one of the stupidest things I think I've ever heard of in my life.
It wasn't the thing that we were looking for in there.
Yes.
Yeah. No, just that point of like that frame of reference has changed how I look at many things in this world ever since then. It's like, could that become flat? It should go
Yep.
in the box. Oh.
Just a way of judging everything. Does it belong in the box?
It's like the guy from Beetlejuice that gets sucked into the slit in the wall.
Oh
He
no.
can become flat.
He can become flat.
He can become flat.
Most things can
Say
become
it
flat
again.
if you just believe.
Do you remember? Was it cow and chicken? I know other people that may or may not listen to this based on our entertainment levels, but cow and chicken, there was Sail Cat. It was a cat who was smashed on the highway by a semi truck and flew around like a motherfucking boomerang. I can't remember if
Oh
he fought crime or not,
no.
but it basically ended with a Sam Elliott type voice singing about Sail Cat. But he became
Oh.
flat. That was the whole purpose of I found more flat things that things that were not flat that became flat.
We could do a bit every week that would just, or every couple weeks whenever we record. Those just like non-flat things, but could become flat.
The thing I found this week that became flat.
The thing that I found this week that I didn't think was flat, but it became flat.
My soda.
I like that. It turns it on its head a little bit.
Yeah.
Unexpected.
Yeah.
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 Subsequently,
Carbonation.
the soda can.
I was trying not to cough in the middle of that. So
I was like, what?
came into like
What
ironic.
interesting laugh.
Forgive me, everybody, for that auditory pleasure I've been getting over some sort of funky Jesus. Funky Jesus. I've been getting over funky Jesus.
I mean,
3
haven't
weeks
we all?
now. Oh my god.
There is no getting rid, like no
Play
getting
that
over funky.
play that funky music, Jesus. Oh god, that was an unfortunate just tongue collapse.
Wait, did your tongue collapse? Like, did it become flat?
It did. I had to reinflate it so it'd start working at least
Oh, goodness.
70% through that sentence.
Oh,
Oh god.
the
It's like a
worst.
car with a bad starter. Oh.
Which is right next to myrrh in my brain.
Murder.
Which is right up there.
When your
right up
brain
there.
flatlines.
Yep. I think that it's really funny that I know so many people who, when their brain does flatline, when they have like a moment of just like complete dissociation, they do have like a verbal tell of some kind.
Really?
And I know yours is myrrh. Just a
Okay.
straight up murder.
Just for a point of reference, everybody, it was a really, really long line getting into Busch Gardens. I was pretty tired, but I didn't think it was that tired. We finally get through the gate, and we're still just sitting there, and 30 seconds of my life are gone. And I come to as I am still murring, and that's the story. 30 seconds of my life murred away.
Yep. From an outside perspective, I'm also in the car with a couple other people. And Dave is driving, which is one of the most alarming things about this entire situation is the fact that
I was behind the wheel.
Yep, he was in charge of our safety at this time. And he just like does a 1,000-yard stare and just starts going murr. And I mean like one breath that lasted 30 seconds. Like it was impressive the lung capacity that was required to murr for that long. But all of us were like, hey Dave, you good? Dave, you good? You know, snapping like you good? And then he finally comes to and he's like, what happened? And we're like, are you okay? Do you need to go to the hospital? Are you having a stroke?
Oh, people of the internet are gonna be like, that was a grand mal seizure.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
it was
Jesus.
quite a moment. Thankfully, it hasn't happened while you were driving again, right?
It's never happened again since then that I know of, considering if it had just been me alone, I still wouldn't have known.
Oh goodness, that's concerning.
This is not the time for medical mysteries. This is the time for goofy shit.
This isn't Sawbones.
Yeah.
So I had to give a bunch of people tours of my side of the house for the holidays because I had some extended family who had never seen our new house. And so I had to like, you know, bring them back to my bedroom and be like, this is my bedroom. It's full of nerd shit. And one of my cousins was like, yeah, we know you're a nerd. And I'm like, yeah, I wasn't trying to hide it. Hence the art on the walls and the figurines on the shelves and the many, many books on the shelves and also the cabinet full of shit that's all nerd themed. Like I'm not keeping it under wraps. But I had one person who is a distant relation who recently asked me like, hey, what's like the color scheme in your bedroom? And I was like, I don't really have one. It's just a bunch of nerdy shit. And she was like, oh, well, that can be tasteful. And I'm like, the way you just said that was so judgmental.
Right. It's like, oh, look at the bitch.
And the thing is, I'm sure that she did not mean it to sound judgmental. Right. I'm sure that she meant
just
it to
didn't
be
know how
like,
to respond to that. It's not the typical like, you know, my color scheme is usually like colors, but not like, hey, you know, what's the color scheme to your room? Rengoku. You know,
nerd.
Yeah, nerd.
Yep. And here's the thing is my bedroom is specifically full of a bunch of gay nerd shit. And that part I did not tell her.
I was gonna say GERD, but that's an actual
no.
Nope.
The color scheme is not GERD. That would be disgusting. But yeah, so I toned it down while talking to this distant relation. And but just that can be long pause. Tasteful.
I would just like to offer a piece of advice. If you're talking to people like that, you know, distant relations that you don't necessarily always talk to, or something like that, and they ask you a color that like they ask you a question that like references like a color or a number, probably stay in like that lane instead of like abstract thought. It might not confuse them as much.
Well, I almost said like, well, technically it's rainbow.
There you go.
But the thing is, I knew that as soon as I said rainbow, there would also be more connotation to that. Like there would also be implication, like aside from that.
You're not wrong. Like that used to like mainly pertain to Skittles, and I feel like that has been very much taken over away from Skittles, which is okay. I mean,
Skittles didn't own it.
You tasted the rainbow, I guess, but with the other rainbow, you never mind.
Yeah, no, I got you. We both went there.
Yep. That 1.5 second rabbit hole that you just like slam the manhole cover on.
Yep.
Yep.
But yeah, so I knew that if I said rainbow, it was gonna like open up another can of worms. But yeah, I panicked. I panic a lot when talking to my distant relations. And that is something that I'm not proud of and something that I'm working on. But also I was stone cold sober at this event, and
That's hard.
that was a rough one.
Yeah.
And I love my family. I love all the people in my family, and I think they're great in a lot of wonderful ways. But there's some of them that I am not as close to, and it's a lot easier to talk to them when I have something in my system.
Oh, absolutely. One of the main problems is, as I do that to get more comfortable around the family that I don't necessarily see all the time, like the loosening of the tongue happens, and usually I try and not do things like collectively scream the lyrics to get low around, with other people, but that tends to happen after I've had enough alcohol to tolerate the situation, so it just ruins it anyway. It's more of a
Oh.
damned if you do, damned if you don't type of thing, so I just
Mhm.
don't.
I distinctly remember being at a wedding several years ago, and it was an open bar wedding, and my sister-in-law and I took to the dance floor together and
Mhm.
embarrassed the entire family because um I don't know if she had anything to drink, but I certainly had. And like they were playing Thriller and all kinds of different stuff, and
That's fun stuff.
I did bring shame upon the family with the amount of and the style of dancing that I did. And my sister-in-law was like right there with me through very much of it. And that was actually a great bonding experience for the two of us.
Oh yeah.
But when we left the dance floor, many other members of the family were like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, because I think the unspoken rule is like if you can't recreate Michael Jackson's dances one to one, you just shouldn't do them.
Well, like, you know the line where it's like you um, I have many feelings on this.
On
As somebody
Michael
who was
Jackson's dances, or just the idea of dancing.
the idea of dancing, but also the idea that like if you can't replicate those dances specifically one to one, then you shouldn't do them. Because here's my thing. Is like first off, I had already been in a flash mob for Thriller, so I knew the
Mhm.
dance. So I knew the dance.
Yeah.
Um And so like I was doing stuff like, the whole like you hear the door slam line and then you actually hear the door slam.
Hmm.
Like I was like right on beat slamming an invisible door, like, like I was in it. Um for all the parts that were like more improv friendly. But I thoroughly believe that like if you know enough of the dance to be recognizable, then there's nothing wrong with doing the dance.
No, and I do want to be clear. I wasn't judging. I fractured my wrist while moonwalking and mopping a floor to Michael Jackson, so I'm just going to sit in this glass house. That was a goof.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify.
I'm monotone, everybody listening, in case you have not heard the sultry and different tones in my voice. I only got one. It is up to you to determine whether I should be sued and canceled or not.
It's okay because I have many, 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 many tones.
So many tones. I just have
So
deaf
many tones.
tones.
But yeah, I recently found out that I'm considerably better now at dancing to fast music than slow music. Like I can't dance super well to a waltz because I can't move like to the side super easily
Right.
because of the wheelchair. But what I can do is like I can really get down to a fast song and like pop wheelies and do like a lot of hip stuff and like arm stuff and whatever. And like I can actually dance in a way that like looks like dancing and not just like random flailing,
Hmm.
which I'm proud of. And I think the only reason I'm able to do that is because I have a dance background because I was in theater in like high school and college. And I'm really, really glad about that because, like, if I had lost dancing entirely, I would have been really bummed. But there used to be a greeting that my sister and I did to each other whenever we saw each other when she would, like, come home from college and stuff like that. And it springs from this is going to be a deep cut, but there is a film version of the Shakespearean play Much Ado About Nothing.
Wanna say I've seen that.
So this film was very formative for me. And there is a scene where the constable or whatever is talking to his assistants who are like the night watch while they're preparing for this for the wedding and the celebration and everything that's going on during the course of the play. And when he goes to greet them, he says something, and in response, the three guardsmen do a little two-step in front, like a little ball change in front of themselves 3 times, and they say yatata yatata hoi hoi yay. And my sister and I kid you not, would do that to each other like clockwork with no prompting and no prior no signal. We would just do it. And I miss doing that so much because it's something that I literally can't do anymore. But I think about that movie all the time because I find that play in and of itself was so formative for me, but also it's so quotable. Not just the yachta yachta hoi hoi yay that was like super quotable
Yes,
for
the
me personally.
well-known. Yeah, I hear it on the streets daily.
No, but the thing is, it's so sat on. Like, it's so under the radar. And it's really annoying because everybody knows, like tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. Everybody knows, to be or not to be, all that different stuff. But no one knows the ass speech.
And by
And
that, you mean donkey.
no,
There's a
no,
butt, and the butt talks.
nope. The constable at one point is called an ass. And later in the show, he's talking to someone and he's like, this man called me an ass and let it be known that he called me an ass, and I want it on the record that he called me an ass. And he just keeps on going. And it goes on for like a solid 2 to 3 minutes of him just like repeating how he wants it to be like perfectly clear that this man referred to me as an ass, and he just like digging a hole for himself so that everybody is aware that he has been humiliated in this way. He also says stuff like, this man is a liar. Furthermore, he speaks untruths. Furthermore, he has uttered falsehoods. Furthermore, he is a lying knave.
I feel like I'm just watching the next presidential debate. It's still so relevant to everything.
That's true. I like that. But there are just a lot of really good quotes in that show, and nobody knows about them, and it makes me so sad. There are also just a lot of really good Shakespearean insults, like canker blossom and stuff
I
like
bite
that.
my thumb at the take thee to a nunnery. I like that one. That's my favorite.
Oh, that one's a good one. Thou art more not so much brains as earwax. That's another good one. But there are so many good ones that nobody knows about, and if you use them in day-to-day conversation, they don't land super well because they aren't well enough known to land well. It's just kind of out of pocket. You know what I mean?
That's how you become the eccentric weirdo that everybody knows and thinks is mostly harmless.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that
Mostly.
you either live long enough to see yourself become the hero, or that.
You fucked that up so badly.
Well, I mean, they're not a villain; they're just weird.
You either die young or you live long enough to be the eccentric weirdo in your community.
Exactly. I mean, think of how many fucking tragedies our generation has been through. We deserve to be weird. You know?
That's true. Our generation.
Thing.
I mean, that's why the protesters right now are wearing giant frog suits and stuff like that. I mean, it's not just strategic or tactical frivolity. It's also just kind of we are silly gooses.
Right?
Geese.
I want to take us back to have you seen The Mud Wizard?
I don't think I have.
Okay. This amazing thing, I'm not sure if it was in Germany. It was in a very muddy place, as you could assume, but it was a line of police officers, law enforcement, and stuff like that, basically trying to, I don't necessarily want to say keep the peace or just, form a line between the protests or something else. But the police are all getting stuck in the mud and everything, falling over, tripping, having to be pulled out, rescued. And in front of them is this guy dressed as a wizard, walking on the mud as if it is solid ground, throwing paper spells at them and casting things and just tipping them over and shit. So there's nothing they can do because they can't get close to the mud wizard. That's our generation right there.
That's fantastic. That is fantastic.
Someone's gonna be like, he described that like a fever dream.
Yep. I love how we went from the clowns hiding in the woods to that.
Yeah. Oh, bring back the good days where you're just driving down the side of the road. There's a fucking murder clown. Absolutely, take me back. Houses were affordable, food was
Mhm,
affordable. Oh my god. I mean,
mhm.
yes, somebody that, might look like Pennywise is trying to skin you alive, but it was easier to be around then.
I mean, you do have a point. There are definitely pros and cons to both sides of that part of history.
Send in the clown.
Where are the clowns? Don't bother, they're here. Oh no!
I
Not
am
again.
running in fear.
And now I'm just thinking about actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
Right? You just always go full circle back to the beef. The beef of
Shia
God.
surprise.
Yes, the God's beef. And now I'm just thinking about that picture where he is just crying watching a movie of himself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, Shia LaBeouf is just or LaBeef or whatever he is. That's him, all right.
Yep. Of
You
all the
just
LaBeoufs, that's one of them.
all of the LaBeoufs, the long lineage of proud LaBeoufs.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I have a friend who lives in Canada,
Okay.
and I went to make a National Treasure reference, and I stopped and had to think to myself, do they watch National Treasure in Canada?
Of course they do. Nicolas Cage is everywhere.
But I
He
had to have that like talk with myself where I'm like, is it held as belovedly? Like,
you think we are so self-important that we would keep our Nicolas Cage away from the rest of the world? He deserves to
no,
be
I'm
seen. He has
not.
said yes to so many movies. How could you think that our country would do something so despicable as that?
First off,
Yes, all of that. I would like everybody to know all of that was tongue in cheek.
no, but 100%, I had to have that conversation with myself where I'm like, listen, is it as quoted, as upheld, as considered a national treasure as it is? Um,
I aside from we're gonna steal the national no. Aside from we're gonna steal the Declaration of Independence, I I apparently can't even quote the movie properly at all. So you are
mhm,
correct. It's not exactly the most quotable thing, unless you specifically say I'm going to steal the Declaration of Independence.
mhm. Well, here's the thing. I want to tell you a story. My
Okay.
mother, so my grandmother,
All right.
yeah,
Easily confusable.
no, my grandmother, this has to do with my mother too. My
Okay.
grandmother lives in assisted living not far from us. My mother has power of attorney over her, right?
Okay.
My mother was talking to me the other day and she said, "Oh, I'm having trouble getting my hands on some documents." And I just turned to her and I said, "Is it the Declaration of Independence?" And she looked at me like a deer looks at an oncoming train. Like, she was so done. And I was like,
So,
"Listen, you didn't specify."
you brought me into this world.
You showed me National Treasure.
Yeah. I did not seek out this knowledge on my own.
You're the reason I look at pipes sideways, just to see if there's an engraving on them.
Or you talking about like that little thing where he had to decode the message and drink more Ovaltine?
Ovaltine?
I combined National Treasure and A Christmas Story. Because never
Okay.
mind. Are you
That
old
one.
enough for The Christmas Story?
Here's the thing: is I'm old enough for it, but I haven't watched it in so fucking long.
Your parents don't just have that on repeat for 18 hours every Christmas?
Nope, it's one of our least watched.
I this might have to be edited clapped. I will tolerate it once. But I have seen it so many times and I have a fucking photographic memory that it is seared in there, but my mother loves it. So it plays for 18 hours a day because she will have like it's she'll get to watch it in like 30-second bits as she was cooking like a billion dishes for everybody. So she'd come in
Mhm,
and watch a thing, go back, cook. So we're like, okay, we've watched this movie all the way through, all 90 minutes of it, about 8 times so far, but she has
mhm.
almost made it through once. So we'll just let her
Aw,
do that.
that's kind of sweet though. I like
Maybe.
that.
But okay, so it's not a normal tradition to just have that specific movie going all the time.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Okay,
I
all
got
right.
you.
I was just confirming that nobody. Okay, I thought that was a general thing that was just on all day.
Nope, we do, like the Grinch, we do Elf, we do Christmas with the Cranks, we
Nope,
do.
none of
Yep.
that. Just all Christmas story. Yeah, no. Please enlighten me on more of the things that you watch that aren't that one specific thing, so I can kind of live vicariously through you.
Klaus is definitely one of them.
Okay, all right, that sounds delightful.
Have you never seen Klaus?
No,
You
is
need to
that
see
like
Klaus
is
this
that like
year.
a Russian dude with an accent or something? Just like
Well, it's the story of Santa Claus, but it's like so much better than any other story of Santa Claus that exists in the world.
okay, because I just pictured like the "My name is Klaus" guy from John Wick. That was just like Leather Daddy, and I was very confused. Okay,
Nope,
go
no, no,
ahead.
no, no. It's
All right,
about a mailman, right? So it's about a mailman who's a terrible mailman who's like
gotcha.
awful. And so they send him to this little town where everybody hates everybody else. The whole town is divided into these two families who
Hmm.
like battle each other all the time. And so no one ever sends mail because everybody hates each other. And it's
Okay,
very funny in a very like borderline dark way in some points, but like so well handled and very, very funny. There's literally a scene where like they're walking down the street and the mailman like looks down an alley and there's a kid making a snowman, but instead of putting the the carrot into the snowman's face, he's just stabbing its abdomen with it really slowly while making direct eye contact with him. It's so good.
maybe this year will be the year that I branch out from my one singular 18-hour tradition, and
It's on Netflix.
Klaus will be that icebreaker into the real world.
Well, it's on Netflix, and that
Okay,
is my pitch for anybody this holiday season who has not seen Klaus yet. Go watch Klaus. It's very good.
go watch Klaus. It's on Netflix. Just going
The
through. Don't think I haven't. No. I really don't have a most recommended thing on Netflix. Horrible, awful horror movies on Amazon, though. I got you, but
What is your top horrible horror film on Amazon? I know that we're a little past Halloween, but like it's still totally relevant.
it probably still has to go to the Killer Sofa on that one. But we did just watch. They wanted a Christmas themed awful movie, so we did just watch. It was like it was the Grinch. It was How the Grinch Stole Christmas, but they
Yeah.
had like the Jim Carrey Grinch outfit, but he was a psychotic mass murderer in this one. So
Ah,
that was pretty cool. Yeah, we did just get our daily dose of awful Christmas movies yesterday.
interesting. Sounds like Blood and Honey, but for the Grinch.
Yes, and I mean they very much try to channel their inner Jim Carrey and everything, and had the very much realistic suit from the other thing. So, well, okay, movie accurate suit. Realism is very much not on the table for that. Um, yes, I see fuzzy green people with snoops to boop quite frequently.
You should see a doctor.
Yeah,
Um,
that might be a form of psychosis.
I personally think that the actual Grinch movie is unsettling enough.
I am more unsettled by the Cat in the Hat, honestly.
Oh, that's
Like,
very true. That one
I
is.
mean, it doesn't have to be the Jim Carrey one. It's just the concept of the Cat in the Hat that just comes in like fucking ruins children's lives and thinks
Mhm.
everything's okay. Yeah,
Some of
that's
the
not.
jokes in the Cat in the Hat movie were diabolical.
That
Like
was one that
when
I did not see. I did not watch the
oh,
live action one of that.
oh my goodness, it was a trip and a half, and there were so many jokes in there that were obviously meant for the parents of the kids watching it.
Right.
Um, and as I continued to watch it as I got older, I would understand more and more of those jokes, and I would just get more and more pulled at the film. And it was already like kind of disturbing, but then it was disturbing and also making jokes that I was like, why are you making this joke? I don't like it.
All
so
right. This is
so
supposed to be a
100%.
place of fun.
Exactly. In front of my Kraft macaroni and cheese.
Right.
And I'm
In front
like,
of my favorite bath bomb.
yep.
Yeah, that was very much like there's that like sort of color distinction system in nature where if it's like orange or red or a vibrant color, you just don't do that. You don't put that in
Mhm.
your little like throat hole. That was very much like the Cat in the Hat movie. It's like I saw a preview for it, and I was like, "Yep, very much like that." It is not okay, not being observed, not going in my throat hole, but not being oh my fucking god, brought into my being. Breep, 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 breep. That's all, folks. Thanks, tongue. Incorporated. Ah. Fuck.
I knew what you were trying to say, and I was like, it's right there, dude.
Ah, God. I did just have to Porky Pig that one.
It's okay. It happens to the best of us.
It do.
It do. It do be like that sometimes. I'm glad that movie never went down your throat hole.
I was like, how do I bring this particular joke full circle? And ingesting it was not it.
Speaking of media ingestion and also circles and also horror films, I recently rewatched The Ring, and I have now officially been completely desensitized to that film. When I was a kid, that film was like so traumatizing to me that I needed therapy. And I say that not just for your benefit, but also for the benefit of anybody listening.
Everybody,
And
it's okay to get therapy after watching movies.
it's totally normal. But yeah, I've gotten to the point now where I watch it like once or twice a year.
Mhm.
And I have now officially gotten to the point where like I watch it and like yawn, like I'm totally over it. And I enjoy it like as a film, but like
Mhm.
there is no sense of any kind of suspense or fear or any kind of that realm of it anymore. It's just like it's like watching a commercial, like that level
No.
of suspense.
No, I totally agree, because it's like the Red Door, the fucking Lorena Bobbitt and her husband Ed Bobbitt, or whatever the fuck their names are. Help me out here. The Conjurings. All of
Yes.
those descriptors were accurate. Lorena Bobbitt cut her husband's penis off with a knife. Couldn't think of anything else, but her name is Lorraine. It's like those movies where they're like really suspenseful, and they get your pulse going and everything like that. But then once the reveal happens, and it's happened a couple times, you're just like, yeah, this is Darth. This is the red Darth Vader guy. With the red face. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like it stops being as impactful, and you're like, all right, well,
Yeah.
next.
Tell you what was a really, really good horror film, in my opinion, was Hereditary. Have you seen that one?
Which one was that?
That was the one with the little girl and her brother and their mom. And basically, I don't want to spoil it, dang it.
I'm pretty sure I've watched it. I'm just thinking of the one where she has a
Okay.
tumor on the back of her head that controls her body.
I don't
Describe a
remember
good
that.
movie badly. Anyway.
No, there is a scene where somebody gets their head run into by a pole in
So
a car.
the pole hits. Okay, so their
The
head is
pole
on
is stationary. The pole is stationary.
Okay.
They're leaning out of their car and their head gets hit by they hit the pole with their face.
I'm gonna have to do a little bit of googling, because I'm pretty sure I've seen that. I just need a refresher.
That is the most identifiable scene I can say without ruining the actual plot.
I
But
watch a lot of these, not necessarily. Yes, I have seen this.
yes. So here's the thing: is there is one particular scene I watched this with my dad, and we watched it lights out, like full
Yeah.
experience. There is a scene, and this won't ruin anything, but there is a scene where there is not a jump scare, but something really unsettling happening in the background, and they don't acknowledge it in any way, shape, or form in the film. And I saw it long before my dad did.
Oh.
And so I started freaking out. And my dad was like, What's going on? And I was like, you don't see what's happening? And he was like, no, what are you talking about? And I was like, look in the corner. And he was like, I don't understand. Oh my God.
Yes. That movie did that particular like genre very well, like the creeper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that was, I know exactly which one you're talking about, because I think I did the same thing. I was like, oh, almost like,
That's also how I found out that there are characters from Star Rail and from Genshin Impact who are named after demons, which I find very interesting. Because like Paimon is a demon, and Paimon is like such a cute, adorable character in Genshin Impact. She's like a little floating little sprite of a character, and she talks like this, like many anime style
Yeah.
characters do.
Ooh.
Ew. But when I heard that like he was named after like a demon prince in lore, whatever, I was like, "Are you sure?" Because like, are you sure? But I
That's
found it very interesting.
Yeah, that's that little trope of like, this little cute thing is actually the most evil, destructive thing on the planet.
I'm just waiting for Paimon in in Genshin Impact to like turn evil.
Uh
Like I'm waiting for her villain arc. And I don't even play the game like very much, but I'm just waiting to hear from the people that I know who do play the game like religiously, just like, oh my goodness, Paimon is like a total baddie now, and I'm gonna be like, I knew it.
She killed and ate my entire team.
Oh no. Actually, there are jokes in the game about eating Paimon,
Yeah.
which I think is hilarious. They're like, Paimon is like our emergency food, and she's like, no.
Well, Donner Party of 5.
Goodness.
Would you?
Okay.
Are we ready to go to solve the random Donner Party thing?
Uh-huh.
If you knew that eating somebody would give you enough time on this planet to live in order to be rescued, would you do it, or would you just both die?
Oh, wait, the person is still alive?
Whatever way makes it more palatable.
Oh.
I mean, it's refrigerated.
Okay.
I just assume that this is always a frozen tundra.
So you're just asking me if I'm open to cannibalism if it would save my life.
Yeah, like if it was to save your life, you had just enough time to you would die seconds before being rescued if you didn't just numb on those fingers.
That's a really difficult question that I will never have to answer in real life.
I know, thank God. Wait, I hope, knock on wood, I don't
Knock on
ever
wood.
have to. Yeah, I don't ever have to experience that. But hey, guess what? I probably won't have to because I'm a fucking lazy piece of shit. I'm not gonna go hiking in like the Himalayas and stuff.
I certainly am not either. That is a tough question. You know what? I am a firm believer that our worth as people
It's
is
in our
derived
meat.
no, is in our soul. Is in the stuff that isn't our corporeal form. And so once that soul is gone, really all that is left is just a thing that used to house a person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, LaBeef.
And so I would heavily consider it, if nothing else.
You see,
Like I don't have like a distinct like I would never do that attitude about this. It would be something that I definitely heavily weigh.
I don't think I would, because if I am in a predicament where I am about seconds away from dying, I probably don't want to like come back from that because oh no, we had to remove all of his legs, arms, half of his torso, and he's nothing but a
Oh,
disembodied tongue.
I assumed that you meant like there would be a full recovery.
Oh, I mean, if there's a full recovery, sure, but like if I'm seconds away from death and the only thing to like satiate me and keep me alive is a finger, I'm probably just gonna like toast on out.
Yeah, strictly as a trolley problem,
Yeah,
I
as
would
a
heavily
trolley
consider
problem.
this.
Yes.
But yeah, as a realistic, like I would not be able to bounce back to my full effervescent self, then no, absolutely not. That would not be
Yeah, and
worth it.
especially if I don't become like Sakuna or something like that from eating fingers, I definitely don't want.
Right.
Yeah, if I'm not gonna get magical powers from eating, the person in the snow cave with me, then probably not gonna do it.
I would sleep inside a tauntaun though. Really?
Just let that there.
Not even kind of.
No, I just stayed silent just to fuck with you.
How dare you?
Just leave that empty air.
You know you get a tauntaun shaped sleeping bag.
Hey, just crawl inside of it.
The zipper is a little lightsaber.
You really?
Yep.
Oh god.
I got a phone call the other day, and I thought that it was an automated call, and so I tried to mess with it, and it was an actual person,
I've done that too.
and it was like for it was for donations to like the volunteer firefighters, and then
Oh, I
also
did that too.
yep,
That
yep,
was
yep,
my.
yep,
Oh my god.
and I was like, they were like, ma'am.
It was for the sheriff's department around here, and I got so many calls, and this sweet old sounding man is talking, and I just start screaming about flames shooting out of my anus and my insides liquefying and just my whole world combusting. And then at the end, he's like, "Do you need assistance?" And I was just like mortified. And I was like, "I didn't think you were real." And then I hung up on him because hopefully that existential crisis that I inflicted on him just erases his memory. Because he's just contemplating if he is real or not.
Am I real? Am I
And
AI? Am I?
that doesn't happen to normal people. Am I real?
But yeah, I just as soon as they were like, ma'am, I was like, oh no.
No. How am I embarrassed? I don't even know you.
I don't know you, you don't know me, you don't know what I look like, where I live, you will never see me again.
Right? Oh Jesus, yeah, it's not fair when they put an actual person on the phone.
Yeah. And they were like, can we count on you for a $20 donation? And I was like, not today, I'm so sorry. Goodbye.
just walk, just go no and hang up.
At that point I didn't have $20 in my bank account, so I could not have given
Right.
a $20 donation if I like had even felt like terribly compelled to. But
That's where you just go, if you give me one first, give him the wink and the gun over the phone and then hang up.
Yeah, that sounds like it would go over real well.
Yeah. Everything's alright if you give the wink and the gun.
Yep. Just so you know, sir, I'm giving you the wink and the gun. What does that mean?
Yeah. You know, it's the wink and the gun.
I was appalled to find out that as we're getting ready for people to come over yesterday, my father opened the door to our patio out back, right? Our
Yeah.
deck. Yeah. And I was like, I'm sorry, does it feel warm in here to you? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, I'm going to go get a sweater, you maniac. And when people arrived at our house, they all took off their coats and put them in our coat place. And then, which most people call a closet. I don't know why I didn't. And then approximately half an hour later,
Closet, I call it a cloak place.
but most people went and got their coats back again because they were cold. And I was like, this is why you shouldn't do that, Dad. This is why you, yeah.
As a being who thrives in the cold, I have to side with your dad. Everybody else can put back on clothes and more socks and, I don't know, maybe eventually evolve into being a snow-faring species. But it's really hard to take off more than, you're wearing. And also
That's
publicly
fair.
not appropriate.
That's fair and understandable. I do think that there is a compromise to be found, though.
55 degrees.
No.
That is my line in the sand. Unless I specifically am getting married to you and then it is 70 degrees.
Mm.
So if anybody is cold in my house, you have to propose to me. For a good enough salary, I will turn up the heat in my home.
I propose you turn up the heat.
No.
Oh man, I thought that was a good one.
Close enough.
Meh. It's a final brain cell. Do 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 do.
That reminds me of the time that I so when I worked at an
Mind you.
undisclosed when I worked at an undisclosed grocery store chain, there was a break room, and at one point, we were putting stuff in there, and I put a bowl. It was Skittles, M&Ms, and Reese's Pieces, and I dumped them all into one bowl together, and set it out there for people to snack on. And I like to think it was,
Diabolical.
do you want to play a game?
You chaos gremlin.
It's so fucking funny. The one smart person picked out like they were just picking out Reese's Pieces, but
That's
everybody else
yeah.
would grab handfuls and have peanut butter cherry chocolate.
That doesn't sound terrible.
It wasn't good.
Okay, that's fair. I feel
I
like
need.
lime
Yeah,
chocolate would
lime
be
was the
weird.
bad one. The song of the day in my head right now is it's just the
Okay.
point. It's just the part of "Don't You Want Me, Baby." Just that part on repeat. So it's like
Just
as we
know
see,
you want me, baby.
yeah,
That
just so
just
everybody
that.
knows, like as we sit here in silence, I am not. Just internally, it is noisy.
No, I've got a shuffling playlist in mine. It's just a couple different things just bouncing around.
Yeah, there's that, and then the kazoo sounding part I've turned down for what? Just the whatever that. Yep, tone deaf monotone. But you know the kazoo part.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
All good.
yeah.
Tell you what though, I was talking to somebody, I'm not gonna say who it was. Um, but it was an able-bodied person.
Mark
And
Zuckerberg.
nope, it was somebody that I know. Um, hence me talking to them. God. And I said something about an ableist comment that was made recently in my presence. And I said something about like casual ableism and how like it is so accepted and normalized. And this person was like, well, I don't know if I really buy into ableism like that. And I was like, first of all, how do you not buy into ableism? It's an objective fact that people are ableist. Like that's a thing that exists. Not sure how you don't buy into that. And then I said, well, I hope that you never have to experience ableism to that level, like firsthand. And I said it genuinely. And he said, bold of you to assume that I haven't. And I was like, first off, pick a lane, you
Right, you're just
know?
like fucking weather vaned around there.
Yep, like I don't really know if I believe in that, but I have
Once again,
experienced it
reactionary.
firsthand.
Yeah,
Yep.
reactionary shit. Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why I didn't make like a huge stink about that particular comment because I think that if he had actually been thinking about what he was saying,
Oh
like
yeah, it would have.
at
He would have
any
been like,
kind,
"That's dumb as shit."
yeah, yep. And so like, did it ruffle my feathers quite a bit in the moment? Yes. Did I pursue it as any kind of large argument? No, I did not because I knew very deeply that he did not mean what he was saying. He was just talking to win an argument.
Right. Yeah,
Um,
it's very much like telling the kid with pica not to eat glue. It's just
yeah.
gonna happen. Should be all
hmm
right.
Yeah, but like just the fact that people do debate that way, and I know that I do it sometimes too. Like everybody does it at some point. But just the fact that is something that like is so prevalent in debate, particularly when it comes to stuff that is like politically driven or socially like social issues that are also connected into politics in one way or another.
Hmm.
I it really miffs me because I really like debating with people, but I really don't like debating with people when they are reactionary rather than reasonable.
No, that's very fair. I mean, at that point, you're having a debate. They're very much either trying to piss you off or trying to make themselves feel better, or both at the same time.
hmm It's frustrating because again, I really like, like I like I like becoming sharper by talking to other people and also sharpening them. You know what I mean? Like by talking to people about these subjects, we learn not only how other people feel about these topics and where they're coming from, and sometimes, help them better understand where they're coming from, but we also understand our own opinions better
Hmm.
just by verbally processing them. And so, like, it's frustrating to not have a lot of really good soundboards all the time for different topics because you know that it's going to end up in that situation. How dare.
Unfortunately, there's just a lot of things that since I haven't really invested any time or knowledge, basically anything having to do with modern events or conflicts between people,
Mhm.
I'm not exactly the most qualified to debate on it. So I just like listen to people debate on it, and
Mhm.
like that I'll just stay out of it because it's very much like I don't know what you're talking about, but you do you, and I'll be over here.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
you're talking about ableism, I'm like, what is that, like non-ADA compliance? Like, I'm fucking ignorant, so I'm just gonna shut my mouth.
no, I mean ableism by definition is just like any other ageism, racism, sexism, etc. It's prejudice and discrimination based
Well,
on
like if I
disability.
asked you if you wanted to play kickball or something.
Well, I mean that would be if you were doing it in an attempt to mock me, that would be an ableist
Oh,
comment, yes.
okay, I got you. I understand now. I have been
Yeah.
educated.
That's its basic definition.
Just for the record, people, we're friends. She makes jokes all the time.
I
So
do, I
me
do. It's
inviting her to play
100% fine.
kickball is a mutual understanding type of deal.
100%.
Yeah. But
Of the list of people who are allowed to make jokes at my expense, he is one of them.
and I do more than enough to be made fun of as well. Mer.
Mer. Um. Oh, what was he gonna say? What was he gonna say, dude?
Are we going to talk about how people with supercars have businesses in the Midwest to avoid heavy taxes?
Dear Lord,
No,
that seems
no,
like a thoroughly unfunny concept.
no. I thought of the most unfunny thing that I could think of. People who should not be Batman.
Well, I was about to say this might be the perfect opportunity
Yeah,
to
this is the perfect
bring
time for
forth
people who.
our first bit, which is people who should not be Batman. The bit where we bring out a candidate and then we roast them based on the qualities that they have that are not Batman. Like Batman or people who can become Batman or not.
I would like to nominate. First off, let me make sure they're still alive before
Well, that's promising.
the first search question is he still? Nope, he's dead. He died 7 years ago.
Who was it?
John McCain.
Ooh,
Shit. I am
yeah.
so far behind on that one. No, people. No, okay. Carrot Top would be a great Batman. He has so many gadgets. Like he already has the utility belt, and through the power of steroids, he's already in peak physical human condition. Carrot Top would have been a great Batman, so no, he's not it.
Nope, I
Hmm.
don't think so. That being said, that's a lot of hair to try to get under the cowl.
He doesn't actually get it under the cowl. Maybe that's why he would not be a good Batman, is because of the
Yes,
red curly hair coming out of the mouth hole and the eyes of the
exactly.
mask.
Just like surrounding his face, sticking out. Like, where's
Or,
Rachel? Who are you?
or because he opens up a suitcase that he's carrying with him at all times and pulls out a hairdryer and says, "Blow me." That also would be a great reason for him to not be Batman.
That's very true. I think that he is an excellent candidate for not being Batman. I think that the community will probably agree that
If there was a
of
tryout to be the Batman, he would probably make it into about the third round and then be disqualified.
I think that you're probably right on that. I think that he would make it past like the very, very preliminaries.
Yeah, like once it comes down to the nitty gritty of really stopping crime, I don't think he has that in him.
Yeah. My my contribution to this particular conversation of people who should not be Batman is going to be the ever well-known Danny DeVito,
Yeah, he
who
can't be Batman. He's the trash man.
he's already the trash man was going to be one of my biggest arguments
Yeah. Oh,
as to
damn.
why he
I've
couldn't
really
be.
stolen your thunder there.
How dare you?
Man, I'm sure you were looking to expand upon that for at least the next 5 minutes. So I do apologize.
Mm.
I was gonna say like the arm span throwing the batarangs. You know, the actual physics of stopping the crime would be hard for Mr. DeVito.
Well, I think that one of the things that would be more challenging is the fact that like he lifts a lot of people off the ground by their collars,
Hmm.
and I feel like that would be
Batman or Danny DeVito?
challenging. Batman does.
Okay.
Like
I
that's
was
a
gonna
thing
say
that
that
is
would
like
be
one of his biggest things is like
yes.
he
Well, I
lifts
mean, I knew
people up by their
Batman
collars.
did, but I was just making sure you didn't mean that. You know, I didn't want to be ableist and think that Danny DeVito couldn't lift people off the ground.
Hmm.
I'm becoming a better person. Hopefully, not canceled. You know, it would be a horrible Batman.
Who?
Willem Dafoe. No mask could hide
Yes.
that.
I think that that is also true. I think that that is a excellent contribution.
That didn't hurt
Although
I think I thought.
Willem Dafoe is already like good at being on like hover things and working with like technology and stuff like that
He was
from his
already the
time
Green
as Green Goblin.
Yeah.
And so I feel like in a way he might actually be more qualified than most.
I think he would have more of a face for the Joker, considering this is what I found for Willem Dafoe as Batman.
Oh, that's
And
haunting.
I don't think that I'm going to ever be able to shower alone again just out of sheer fright.
Hmm.
I will have to have like
Yeah.
a shower buddy just to keep me
The
safe from that face.
the image that you just shared with me is haunting.
If everybody could just picture Willem Dafoe and just put a shitty mask on top of it, that is, yeah, it is an
Yeah.
AI generated Willem Dafoe Batman, but it is exactly what you think it would be.
Mm.
The mouth hole is very much too wide to fit his, I was going to say voracious face, but that is the wrong descriptive adjective. Expansive face.
Mm. I think that's more fitting.
Voracious is his face is eating things, which I'm assuming it does, but more along the lines of consuming matter in the universe.
Hmm. I can't look away from it.
It
God.
is yeah. You just scroll up a little bit and keep playing How to Say Ricola.
Yep.
We'll just go back to a simpler time. In between Killer Clowns and Willem Dafoe's Batman, we're going to go back to the Ricola. God, the more I scroll through Willem Dafoe, is he married?
That's a good question.
He is.
Oh, to who?
Uh, Giardia Cologne, Giada Colagrande.
Okay.
He does have a beard in most of these pictures, which I'm assuming is to cover up what would be the worst jump scare every morning of her life as she opens up her eyes. And
That's
just
so
seeing
mean.
a wide-eyed and smiling Willem Dafoe looking back at her lovingly, but still scaring small children.
Yeah, the beard does tone it down quite a bit.
It does, yes. The beard makes him look like somebody that I would invite to a barbecue. You know,
Hmm.
I would feel safe leaving him in the backyard supervising children. But some of
Hmm.
those pictures are devilish.
He has been known to make some faces that are concerning.
I was gonna offer up one more as tribute,
Oh,
but it has to be a current person, or at least in my mind. I don't want to give somebody. I don't want to like not give somebody the chance to defend themselves. You know, all these celebrities could come onto our podcast and debate why they would be a good Batman. I don't want to take that away from them.
that's
So
true. That's true.
I think just keeping that option open, we're gonna leave it to living people.
I think that that is fair. On that note, I think that Tom Hanks would be a bad Batman.
He can run really fast.
Can he?
I mean, as Forrest, as he channeled his
Okay,
inner Gump.
that's. But that was a while ago.
I mean, he could. I mean, any actor really could just reach down into their repertoire of, various roles and just, use that to get them through their day to day as Batman. Just as he's trying to catch up to a villain, he just keeps going, just kept running, and eventually he catches them because he channeled his Gump.
Hmm. That is a fair point. I can't argue against that.
His inner Gump got him through wars. You know. Yeah, I think channeling what he has done in the past, Tom Hanks might be an okay Batman.
I don't know. There's something about his like general demeanor as a person. Like I'm
No,
not talking about. Hmm?
yes. No, I agree. I mean,
Like Tom Hanks standalone would be a bad Batman.
yes. Yeah, because
Yes.
definitely channeling his inner Gump when the Gump wasn't violent. It wasn't a violent Gump,
Hmm.
so he would just try and play ping pong with him. So no, I think given those facts, yes, you are correct. I think he would make a bad Batman. Tom
Thank
Hanks
you.
has done other movies besides Forrest Gump, but that is just the most athletic one that I could think of.
But as far as Batman goes, I don't know if he can get as dark, as grungy, as raw as Batman would demand.
And on the
Personally,
other side of that coin, I think somebody who you'd think would be a great Batman, but would be a horrible Batman, would be Terry Crews. because you look at him, large, strong, athletic, but then everybody would know that he's Batman. I mean, you don't
That's
like if
true.
you're looking at Terry Crews, you always know it's Terry Crews. No
That's very
matter
true.
of disguise
hmm
is gonna cover that up.
I think that's why he like actually plays characters named Terry in some of his roles, is because they were like, there's no point in renaming him. Everyone just knows that that's Terry Crews.
Exactly. It's like in Brooklyn Nine-Nine where he's just like
hmm
the fitness junkie screaming at everybody. Yeah, like
Yep.
it's just Terry Crews.
Yep. He's just him playing him.
And that's all I got to say about that, Jenna. Anyway, okay, how do we end this thing if we are ready to end given time constraints coming up?
Well, y'all, that's about it for today. Thank you so much for listening this far to our pilot episode. Thanks for bearing with us as we figure out our shit. If you like what you hear, feel free to follow us on our YouTube channel or on any of the platforms that we end up posting this particular episode and future episodes on. I am M. Wilde.
I'm Dave.
And this has been Sitting Here Loudly. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Bye.